breaking news here. Destiny Tech, DXYZ, probably the best stock ever. Live on the phone, I got a star guest. You don't want to miss it. This is really, really great. This is, look at this. This is the information. We're going to cover this in more detail. And we're also going to look at the stock and bring my star guest in. But also I'm going to share with you, today we have ranked #1 video in the world, not on YouTube, but on Google. Look at this, folks. Look at this. If you type in DXYZ stock into Google, incognito, DXYZ stock, you got CNBC. Oh, fair enough. They're quite famous, aren't they? CNBC. You got Seeking Alpha. Seeking Alpha, they're famous too. Hello, who's this? Me and Sensei, right there. Do you like that? That looks good. Do you like that? I like that. So we're now the #1 video, but we're also the #4 post. And I didn't cheat. I didn't type DXY stock with Martyn Lucas or Sensei. I didn't do that. I just kept it as it was. Anyway, that being said, we want to talk to Sensei right now because Sensei's live on the phone for us. And look at the stock. I said to you, we even started talking about this when it was $8. I said it's 1,000%. And that's when we got to this point here. I called it a couple of days before the 1,000%. Then I said it would drop, which it did, because people took profits. I said, you got to 1,000%, right? Then it kept running up and it's gone down again. This is very, very healthy. If we just come back a week, that's a very, very healthy chart because you can see it rising, people taking profit, it dropping and going up, but it just keeps on rising. Now, Sensei is going to give us perhaps a bit of information. I'm going to share with you the website as well. What do you get in this stock? It's the first time ever anyone has been able to, in this way, be able to buy SPACEX, 34.6%. And what's the potential of SPACEX? Your guess is as good as mine. When we start landing on Mars and someone decides that Mars belongs to America and the Russians go, well, actually, no, we'd like to own Mars. I don't know what's coming next, but what's the value of all this? I don't know. But somebody who might know is the man who appears on the thumbnail of the video, is #1 video on Google right now. Here he is, Sensei Crypto, my mate. How are you, mate?
I'm doing very well. Thank you, Martyn, for giving me the opportunity to be on your channel and to be featured on Google.
Yeah. So how did we find out about this stock? Did someone mention it to you, me? I can't take credit for this. Who was it who mentioned it?
Yeah, I think you had to look at it first, Martyn. But yes, on the Sunday show where we try to go through all our members' requests, as many as we can do. I don't remember who it was. Maybe someone can remind us in the chat. But I saw the request. I had a look at it. Normally we just do chart requests, but then I had a look at the stock. It looked very interesting, so I decided to do a video on it. And one thing which was different to normal, not only did I just do a video on it, I did a little fundamental look as well because I saw how interesting it looked. I saw that it's only been trading for a couple weeks. I saw the potential of the stock. And because I've been studying market sentiment and analysis for many years now, it was one of those times where I thought I need to get this information out as a full video, do a quick look at the stock. And because I know about market sentiment and how people view the stock, for the first time ever, when I normally say how I'm going to get into the stock, and normally I have my buy levels lower, it was the first time I said, this time I will be buying this stock at whatever price it was. And it was $50 or $58 or something. This morning, that was the first buy level, and I was happy to get in even after the pump because the potential was there. If it goes lower, then of course I'll add to my bags, but it was one of those times where, because of the amount I've been studying stocks and sentiment and crypto sentiment, I knew that this stock had the momentum behind it to continue going, so I was very, very happy to buy it at market price. So it's very exciting. I mean, I can have a quick look at the chart for you guys. At just below $60, and today, of course, we all know it's up 68% on trading and 8% in market after hours. So in one day, we've doubled our money again. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just giving my thoughts and my experience in the markets, and that's why it really stood out to me. And we did a very full analysis on it because it stood out so much. So the price is 108. How high can it go? That your guess is as good as mine. It's probably going to be a volatile journey. It's only 644 million market cap. We've been saying it's probably going to go above a few billion, and the institutions will be getting in now. There will be a lot of FOMO. I don't think there's going to be many short sellers. The momentum's too high to be doing that. So there's probably still money to be made with the stock. My target, I would say, is $1,000. So that's my long-term target on this. Maybe it happens within a few months. Maybe it happens within a year. But $1,000, I think that's the area that I'm looking at taking profits off DXYZ.
Wow. Yeah. It's a difficult one today, and I think it's important to talk about this because we've got people in the chat now, radiant smiles going, someone tell me to buy it. We've got all kinds of emotions now, and we really want to take grip of ourselves here and really think about this. FOMO, fear of missing out. Very, very dangerous sentiment that is. And you've got to know your objectives. It doesn't matter what you didn't make. It's what matters is what you have made and what you do with it, and protect your money. Because if you consistently make small gains, you'll achieve your goals and you'll achieve financial independence and freedom, which is at the end of the day what you're doing this for. But yes, it is hard when you see a stock like this, which you see and you predict and then you just do nothing. For me, it's a real wrench because I've decided to only be in the S&P, not to be pumping and dumping, to focus on the bigger picture, which is the show and building the honesty about it. This could be one of those stocks that I could be pumping like crazy, like a AMC, a GameStop, even though it's not shorting, of course, it's just buy-ins. And then be seen to be pumping something and then dumping it or whatever. And I just, even though that might make me personally a lot of money today, I mean, think about it. If you'd put $1 million in today, Sensei, you'd now have $1 billion. Sorry, $1 million a week ago when it was $8. You'd have $1 billion now. And some people might have done that. I don't know. I mean, crazy, isn't it?
It is crazy, and to add to that, I don't know if many people know. I don't even know if you know, but I'm in the exact same situation as you. Sometimes I say I'll be buying at this price because I don't want to be giving financial advice to anyone. That's as you see, I always have not financial advice because that's not what I'm here to do. Sometimes I say I'm buying at this price and I don't. I'm not actually in the stock. Even though I said I would be buying at $60, I'm not in the stock. A lot of the trades I've done in the past, I've seen go up thousands of percent, and I'm just not in it. The last 2 years, I've decided for myself that I'm not going to be investing in the markets heavily. I'm going to be putting my money into building myself, my education, all that sort of thing. So I am in the same boat as you. The FOMO is there. I also think, okay, what if I take all my money, put a few $1,000s or whatever it is into the stock, then I make money quickly. So I'm sat on the sidelines. It does hurt me when all the trades that we've done, Nikola, Tilray, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, lots of things. Obviously, I hold a bit of XRP and a few things, but I don't hold a lot, and I see all the gains. I'm here for the members. I'm here to give the trade setups. I'm here not to give financial advice, but give my opinion. So I've got the same exact feeling as you are probably feeling now with the fear of missing out. At the same time, that just talking about FOMO for a second, for example, with Destiny Tech100, even though it was up 800%, that you always have to consider. You probably have your emotions, but you also need to consider that because the stock is so new and the momentum's behind it, other people are having FOMO, so you can play off that. Other people are going to be buying in, so you can be profiting off that. As long as you have your emotions in check, you know what you want to make. If $100 was your target, then take your money, leave it. If 200 is your target, know that it may not get there, but you're happy to lose your money. So with FOMO, it's a tricky one. You can play off other people's sentiment, and you can play off the rise. The momentum's there right now, so it's probably going to go higher. But you have to have your targets in place. Sometimes with FOMO, you might win one. You might make thousands of dollars with DXYZ because you got in with FOMO, and then the issue could be further down the line. You think you've done it once, you can do it again, and you end up losing 10 times the amount you made on one stock. So you always need to keep your emotions in check. You always need to take your breaks. I'm taking basically a 2-year break off the stock market. I'm taking basically a break in the bull market of the crypto cycle. So it does hurt me, but I think sometimes it's for the good of yourself, to keep your emotions in check. So yeah, I wanted to share that with everyone as well.
That's a very, very good point. A very, very good point, because you're looking at today thinking, oh my God, over a week, I could have made 1,000%, you know, oh my God, I've missed out of the deal of a lifetime, the stock of a lifetime. But it's not about today, is it? It's about the end game. It's, you know, in 20 years time when you retire, how much money have you got? And no one will care. And you certainly won't care where you are in 20 years time. You won't remember this day. You'll remember where you are overall now, what you've achieved. And you're absolutely right. I've been talking to a couple of people today in the chat that this is one of their first trades. And that is frightening, because they are on the edge of falling into what I did when I first started investing, thinking, oh, you remember the story about when I went to the party and told all the stock managers how clever I was because I knew all about Tesla and you should get on Tesla. And they all just smiled and thought, okay, let's see you in 6 months. And look what happened, you know. It didn't carry on quite the way I thought it was going to go, or Kathy Wood and $6,000 and all the rest of it. So if you win on this and think, there you go, it's all about space, Elon Musk, you can't go wrong. And then tomorrow you sink the money into something else and it all goes crashing down, you end up back where you started from, maybe even worse now because you put even more money in. And this is really important. I'm glad you brought that up about, you know, what comes next, because if you do, and this is really important, I thought about this today with a few people that have traded this. If you bought this morning and you've sold it today, you are going to pay, if you've done it on your brokerage, maximum capital gains tax. There's no way around it. If you've made $1,000 today and you are a 20% taxpayer, which is the average, $200, boom, is gone. They're going to tax you that at the end of the year. So your $1,000 you've got right now in your hand, if you then go out and put that on some other stock and you lose it, remember, you still owe the $200 you made on DXYZ. They're not going to forget that. Now, yes, you can put against a loss and you can post a tax loss, but you've got to manage that correctly. And if you do it wrong, it won't count. If you buy back within 30 days and yada, yada, yada. But you could miss out on that and end up thinking that you've got all this money, you lose it somewhere else, but you still owe the $200 tax money end of the year, 20%. And some of you might pay 40% tax if you're a higher tax earner. So just bear that in mind as well. It's not always good winning so easily, because the question is then, what do you do? You know, and I would be feeling this now. If I was in today, or if I'd bought it last week and I was 1,000% up, at what point do you sell? You know, it's true to say in 5 years' time, who knows? You know, this could be $1,000 stock way beyond. You know, SPACEX is now on Mars and it's building cities and God knows what else. It can go on forever and ever and ever. But, you know, that's all pie in the sky right now. I mean, that's just, you know, brilliant. But wow. Keep talking to me, Sensei. And while you're talking to me, if you want to, that is, I'm just going to share with people a bit more about the product as well. I know you shared this on your video the other day, and I'm going to ask people at the end of this video, I'm going to put this out as a video by itself. I'll put a link at the end and in the description. Go and check out Sensei's video here. He made a video with the charts the other day and talked about it and gave you the entry points and exit points and all the rest of it. It's doing quite well. It's just come out, this video, and it's done nearly 500 views. It's actually more than that. This is 24 hours behind, I believe. But this is very, very good considering it's just been posted. But look, if Sensei wants to, if you want to comment, Sensei, feel free. But we can see what the main stocks are over here. We've got SPACEX. Now, this is an important point, and I want to ask Sensei his opinion on this. At the moment, this is going to be a Tech 100 company, like the S&P 500 companies. And I believe at the moment, So it's somewhere in the region of 30. So there's going to be more companies added. Now, let's be honest, you don't get bigger than SpaceX, 34%. What happens if we add another 20, 30 companies and they're not quite as good? And let's be honest, they're not going to be as good. I mean, these companies like Jeeves and Discord and Chime, Instacart, A to B, Stripe, these are all, not bad. OpenAI, whatever, but they're not SpaceX. Could we end up getting a devaluation, perhaps, if we end up adding all these companies? Have you got any thoughts on that, Sensei? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we covered this slightly when I made the video, but we basically said that it's going to be diluted, the SpaceX equity. What I believe it's always going to be a significantly more than the other companies it's going to invest in. Let's say they have the whole 100 stocks. I wouldn't say I would be surprised if SpaceX was sort of under 10% at that point. The good thing is I do think SpaceX, as you can see by the amount they put in now, it will have a lead on the other ones. They will be investing more money in SpaceX, which I think is good, because SpaceX is the one that everyone wants to be in. But at the same time, the other companies they've put in, they are very growth focused companies. We have to remember SpaceX is probably very, very valued very highly in the billions and lots of billions. So many billions SpaceX is going to be valued at. So I think they're doing the right thing. I think there will be undervalued companies that they're going to be adding into their portfolio that could be giving more higher percentage returns than, let's say, SpaceX. SpaceX might be the steady one that will have steady fast growth, but there might be other companies that they're investing in that have higher growth but more risk. So as you said, I do think SpaceX will be devalued, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. They do have a vetting process, I saw, of what they want to add in, and high growth is one of them. And just looking at the chart right now, we've now got Destiny at I'm going to say is I do think this stock can go up to $1,000 in quite a quick short amount of time. That's not guaranteed, of course, but you just need to remember, if because you've made a lot of money quickly with DXYZ, it doesn't mean you what you've learned from this stock applies to everything else. This only happens in instances, in rare instances where you just put money into a stock and it just goes up. There'll be plenty of stocks you might get in after thinking you can do the same thing, and then you end up losing everything. So you just need to have clear stop losses. This is the amount I'm willing to lose, or this is the amount that I either lose this much or I make this much. If Destiny drops below 100, I'm out. But if Destiny hits 1,000, that's my target. You just have to have them clear in your head, not deviate from them. Have them before you make the trade, before you buy. You know exactly where how much money you can lose and exactly how much you want to make, and that should be your how you should go ahead with any stock after DXYZ as well, because again, it can go up as quickly as it goes down with plenty of other stocks. But yeah, you just need to do your due diligence, do your own research, and just have a clear plan in your mind. And if you need to take a break off trading, then do that as well. But keep your money safe. You work hard to make your money, so keep it safe.
Sensei, stay right with me. There's Sensei giving his thoughts today. What do you make of all of that? So leave me your thoughts below, and we'll reply to all of the comments. Sensei will be able to see the comments as well, all the members we reply to. As you heard there, Sensei saying potentially this stock could rise to $1,000. I think I can agree with him. I think the potential of SpaceX is huge. No real competition there, of course. And it's extremely, extremely trendy and sexy. Look how everybody got behind Tesla. And let's be honest, SpaceX is even bigger than that. Way bigger than that. The potential, the dream element of it all, it can go and run and run and run. But you don't know, do you? Suddenly everyone could start to sell this and it could go down quicker than a stone falling off a cliff. I don't know. I don't see it. I think at the level where it is now, it has a long, long way to go. And there's a lot more to it. Like Sensei said, there's going to be new companies that are going to come in. That's going to dilute the power within the index of SPACEX power to influence the stock is going to go away. Maybe that's why they put it in first, knowing it would get the stock up and all the rest of it. Adding it at the end would have been a bit of a surprise, right? But there you go. What do you think? Click above my head for all the links down below in the description. Over here for the extra channel, we go live up to 12 hours a day behind the scenes. And this is the behind the scenes camera. On the extra channel is a separate network of a separate channel. Join us every Friday where we have a party, drink beer, and we have a bit of fun in the music channel. This is my music channel. That goes on as well behind me in the studio. Join me for that and you can have a beer with us. But for now though, I'm going to wrap up this video, and on the day that we've seen probably arguably one of the best stocks potentials of all time. Where are we going to be in a year from this? Will this be $1,000 stock that you could have bought for $8? It's a Tesla moment all over again. Where was you when this happened? Click above my head, down below the description. I'll put Sensei's charts and the other videos in the series. There's quite a lot now around this stock, DXYZ. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.